Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Enti Osha baby NDC was here ya. Moye that united, moye that purposeful for 2024. Even though months started more elections from wards upwards no.
You see, if you be a moment, and I said, baby, a sin, and the tekrema won't put no, a sin, it be cut tekrema kakra. Into no, there we introduce kakra, but say, open unity of purpose, that currently we have. Open party, are more united than right from the base. I singing from the same tune. I can confidently tell you that the NDC is very united and ever ready to wrestle power from the hands of this despotic, dishonest, and incompetent Nanado Mahmoud Bawumia administration. We are more than ready to take over power from them. And I can assure you that we have a united party that is united behind the NDC to make sure that you better wrestle power in 2024.
Finally, on NDC and issues are more a year. One major accusation that matters or more than one year campaign say in 2016 went to me and independent collision of the election results. 2020 almost one month me and Collate results. Abana to a moment me and Collate 2016. Went me and Collate 2020. As national youth leader of your party, Sasam no a no cre. Then I'm watching a free independent collision of election results.
2016 I was not there, so sure. I will not speak for 2016. But in 2020, ignorance and we did not collate our results. From where I sit, I saw collated results. And you see, what is collation? You're picking results from polling stations. Now you're sending it to one central location. Even at the youth wings office. We had collated results. Because at each polling station, near our branch chief organizer or honorable. So each branch chief organizer was tasked to send results from his polling station to your office, not the national office, no.
Oh, the youth, no more.
It is absurd for anybody to sit anywhere because say NDC and collating the results. And I know where this is coming from. Because the Supreme Court, we did not go to court with our results. That assertion is being made to NDC and collated results. But it is not true. We had our collated results and your results collation. Your 7 before the 8th and about 10 a.m. Before our second press conference now, General said addressing when we are addressing that press conference, the team led by Graphics, Officer Free Ankara, and Atosapon, were all at the national headquarters where our collated results are not my area. Now I cut 2 constituencies are. Now still it was in dispute and Mbaye. And one of it was Tichiman South, and then the other one was it was either Esikado and Setrios, one of them. So those were the only 2 results as at 10 a.m. Anopano on the 8th. Now you're trained. So we know what our results were. The strategy at the Supreme Court, was not to go with our results. That is how come and a court crying for results because people misunderstood why we're in courts. And rightly so. It was not for us to come and tell anybody say your strategy and they call courts in here. But we went to court with different reasons so that the electoral commissioner will give account and tell us why our results right after declaring the results. Those were the issues near Pesa courts and Eboy near Tiasi. That is why we didn't go, because our results, yes, we got it from the Electoral Commission's pink sheets. And so we were in court for very good reasons. But because of the mischief, NDC and collation of results, a big political party like the NDC, now collation of results are a rocket science. Even at the youth wings office, we had collated results. And we had 3 or 4 different collation centers. Around 4 a.m. at Himachino on the 8th, Now systems need to bring a jammy, but even that, the National Collation Center, they had their results coming in because they deployed 3 different strategies. USSD was being used, phone data was being used, and then there was another way of manual using. So we had 3 different steps. If in the worst case scenario, if the internet is even jammed, USSD and jamming. So we had our results coming in. So I don't know where this assertion of NDC and Collate results, IFIBA. But anyway, let whoever is propagating it live in that world. We collated our results, we have our results, and it is there.
Okay, and clear sir misconception way once and for all. We say people misunderstood why NDC moko court. Boy na yentias ye preko. Na fe ya sasem no ye manena. And two. Do you not think say time wa moko court na ye bisa mo say okay say electoral commission no mo se de oye ne ye enye correct mo de am ye independently na way no na nkenye opportunity say ka mo de no beba na say am pass electoral commission assistant resource wa anke be hu say electoral commission we onye credible
Anaya
papa
the credibility of the last elections is already in dispute, right? Say your processes, you can't declaration you cannot have more than one declaration. And in time past, the Ayehu from Emrana Ferija Electoral Commissioner, and they say before results are declared, wherever there are grievances, Aferijan sets up a committee within that time. Now, not declare results a day after, usually a day or two after. Now you're resolving all the problems and challenges, so that once the declaration is made, everybody's concerns would have been taken on board. As a declaration, and that is how come you had time in 2008, because Obia challenges, Obia issues were brought before him. In 2016, Charlotte Osei did the same thing. Before the results were declared, maybe not challenges were, maybe not concerns or maybe not complaints or no. Everybody was given the opportunity to be heard. So once the declaration was made, you only accept the results. There were no controversies. What happened in this instance? Baby Ajin Mensa Kache Yen so be declared results. She didn't go there. Conference center now is setting up stage say only bear results declaration. You know that didn't happen. Time I now in say about bear declaration that didn't happen. When Jin Mensa did her declaration, that same day, Udini Nabu Mane ebro 100%. That same day. She came back to change the results. As to why that happened, she did not find it prudent. Say, Obe catcher Ghana for say, Ebia, me ye no constituency way by, and I'm who say me a mistake or no. She changed it until questions were asked subsequently as some of the communication about better actually. Why did the NDC go to court? One, based on your results, say Collate, say nobody had gotten 50+1. Two, we were asking the Supreme Court to tell Jane Mensa and as a mama Jane Mensa and Fradaka no mbua kuntanchire Ghana for non chire how come there were 4 different results declaration. The results that was declared on the 9th of December 2020 was different from the day the next day, you know. Even at the Supreme Court, data on the file and the Gazette, you know, were 2 different results. So all we're asking the Supreme Court to do is that as an administrative officer of the country, as an officer of this country, I no yedi to me ashaninsa. Ombra no mejina da kem no mbua konta, no country Ghana for as to why those disparities happen. Those different results now, we have 4 different results. The one that was declared immediately on the 9th of December, the one that was changed on the 10th, the one that was sent for the Gazette on the 15th. And then the one that finally made it to court, 4. It didn't see way in history, mother. So the inconsistencies of it. And Obian himself, offer percentage, you cannot get more than 100%. So we needed explanations as to why that happened. And that is all we're asking Jane to come in. Jane Mensa to come and answer. Also, the way the Supreme Court itself was positioned, and right from the word go, interrogatories are ne epesi ebisa. The court did not allow it, and the court made us rely on my word. Say, interrogatories na yesi kimpo no. Say, ma mene fro stand no for cross-examination. We could have asked all those questions, but none of those happened. But anyway, the judges in their wisdom decided, say, this is how we're going to rule. Respectfully, we accepted their decision, but you know more in Yardri. Because we believe, say, fairness, and then there was a miscarriage of justice. Because if Jane Mensa had mounted a stand a lot of things would have been exposed. And then in Ghana, 4 different declarations nearby, Ghanaians would have gotten a better understanding as to why that happened. Many would say, 2 years, almost 2 years after the elections, nobody knows why one election, you have 4 different results from one election. As Ghanaians, we are entitled to have answers. And that is what the Supreme Court denied here, because if they have allowed her mount the standard, she was the officer in charge of the elections. She was the returning officer. It's like a question, so that going forward, valuable lessons will be learned. Like repeating some mistakes. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and that is where we are. And you see, because of the Niamani be a course in the last elections, in 2024, say polling stations on more, it will be a total different ball game at the polling stations, because a honomo you may just say pepe you ABC or honomo and son will be a few honomo. So the vigilance now polling stations will be totally different, because in say at that polling station the results should be declared. The other thing again that we are the courts over was the original collation center, but it was not in the law. And also even the
which law?
The electoral the original collation centers were not supposed to have been part. It is alien to us. Nobody knows about original collations. We are the only one returning officer. That is the Electoral Commission. So at constituent and consistently every elections, you display constituencies, and then when you have issues, you challenge it based on the constituencies. This time around, they set up original coalition centers.
But that was published in the CI.
Was it?
In the CI,
the original coalition centers. No, the original coalition centers were not part.
Okay.
That was where we had our issues. That the original coalition centers were not part of the law. But then the Electoral Commission set in. And moreover, even on the pink sheets, there was supposed to have been, to check double voting, the machine had to do some, maybe say, the printouts from the machine, any what do you call it? The pink sheets now, almost fill it from those. There's supposed to have been a column. Total number of people voting would have been recorded, and it would have also tallied with that of the machine. That column, the last day now, booklets about those columns were missing, and these were some of the things that affected the elections. What we could not do independently was to verify Nipa here machine verify as to against Nipa here machine and verify and how they voted. All those informations were missing. So these were things that if Jane was allowed in the dock now and keep it a question now lessons, so that going into the future those mistakes were not repeated again. But in the wisdom of our lordships, I must say there be administrative officer why and so be a bisa na same ya mbone ho ban ne ho son no nkoda any ija no konokoda. So there's been no accountability to the people of this country. But that is what the Supreme Court have decided, and respectfully we accept.
Peace FM 104.3 Would you mean